Yep, I'm an idiot. So, I did that video um, the other day where I was saying like, oh, I don't know how to list anything and I don't know what the postage thing's going to be like and all that kind of jazz, and went through all the turmoil. And then today I just started listing a bunch of things that I had. I didn't list the bulk yet, but I listed like the good things that I pulled out of the bulk because that made more sense, right? To list better things that you've got. And I listed a few of my personal. Oh, sorry, I've just been running around. Listed a bunch of my personal stuff, and yeah, and some of the bigger stuff that I've pulled out of bulk. And in the process, when you get, after you've listed, in the delivery options, it says you can use the simple service, which is like £2 something, £2.50, £3 or whatever. And then there's an option, if it's a cheaper item, there's an option to just use Royal Mail second class for like 91 pence or something. So that's probably what people do, right? They just buy the 91 pence delivery, offer free delivery. So as long as as long as your card's like £1.10, £1.20 for a 20 pence card or whatever, you're making the money and you're offering free delivery, etc., etc. So things started to make sense after I got over it and just did the listing. So feeling good about that. I've almost finished listing a bunch of my like higher end stuff on the eBay now. So my eBay should have a bunch of things. I've also pulled out a few extra things that I had that were in really good condition that I'm going to send for grading. So I've got here a little grading pile that I'm going to send off to grade. And yeah, I'm going to start listing the bulk. Now I know how to do it. Now I know that it's much easier and much simpler. I'm interested because I know obviously Phantom Cards was saying when people buy multiple things, he makes more money, and I assume that's because they're paying for the item with delivery included. So then he's literally getting that entire delivery charge, that extra £1 or extra 91 pence on top of the card's value. He's getting that without having to pay for the stamp, without having to pay for extra packaging, things like that. So that's interesting to know. That makes complete sense. That's how it would work. So yeah, just glad that I just did it and started listing some things. I'm also listing stuff on Vinted because I find there's like a separate market on Vinted. Plus there's no fees for the seller on Vinted. Vinted has fees for the buyer. So generally what you do is you get the price and then you knock what you would usually lose in fees off, and you're willing to accept that kind of offer. Because, if I list a £300 card on eBay, I'm probably going to get 250, 260 after fees. Where if I list that on Vinted, I can accept an offer that's around that mark, 250, 260, and not have to pay the fees anyway on that. That's what I'm figuring out anyway. And it's different, like I said, different markets. So some cards go for more on eBay and some cards go for more on Vinted. Obviously, bulk cards, I haven't really went into listing, helping people master set on Vinted, but I definitely could do posts like with all my, say, Destined Rivals cards, and say if anyone's looking for any specific Destined Rivals cards, I can pull them out and I'll charge you X amount per card. So I think that's probably what I'll do as well. So I think always having multiple things going. It will get difficult, I think, when it comes to like inventory. Although, yeah, it's going to get difficult when it comes to inventory and like have to take posts down if they're sold elsewhere. But I'll jump off again. I think what I should have done was just jump the hurdle when I get to it. I'm glad I did the video, because now looking back at that video, I was like, wow, what a doofus. And then I'll probably do this video, and then in a week's time, look back and be like, wow, what a doofus. But I'm doing it anyway. I'm making videos, and I think it's holding me accountable, which is good. I don't think anyone is interested in the videos or watching. If you are watching right now, hello, nice to meet you. I don't know anyone who's watching, pretty much. So say hi in the comments. I don't get thousands of comments, so I can just say hello to you. But yeah, I'm gonna list a bunch of more stuff. My Whatnot's going really well. I'm like not really trying to sell on there too much, but I keep selling stuff, especially like my bigger ticket items. And also I think the bulk comes in really handy because I've got a lot of like mid-era. I mean, you'd almost class this as vintage now, but I've got a bunch of like mid-era bulk like this. And people don't often have these cards. So they come in on Whatnot and they're like, oh, do you have any Vulpix cards? And if I pull out like 3 or 4 Vulpix from, you know, XY Dragon or Delta Species or Ruby Sapphire, then they're like, oh my God, yeah, I've never seen that Vulpix card. And then they're willing to buy them and they pay like anywhere from 50 pence to £1 a card. I did a really good deal with a guy on my last stream. He was doing the Pokedex binder, so he was doing all of 151 and he was starting on his Gen 2 Pokedex binder, and he was just, I literally ran through the entire stack and I think he took about 25 cards or something from the stack, and some of them were like more expensive ones, like they were like £4 cards on eBay maybe, but I managed to do him a really good deal. I came out doing really well from it, considering, you know, I got those in a bulk lot, and yeah, everyone was really happy and it was a fun, I spent like an hour of my time going through it, maybe even more, so, you know, time investments there as well for that, but it was really fun and a nice experience for both of us, I think. So yeah, also, yeah, I'll have to show you at some point, because I can't show you now because the pictures are on my phone, but when I start actually editing videos, I can like, here, look at this picture. But for my Whatnot sales, I've been like drawing little pictures for some of like the bigger buyers, the people who are like, you know, they stay in the chat, they talk to me for a while, they tell me about their personal collections or like what Pokemon they like the best, and I end up like drawing them a little picture on my thank you cards that I put in my parcels. And I'm actually getting, like, I'm getting better at it, I'd say. Like, I started off and it was like little stick figures and stuff, but now I'm like drawing derpy Charizards and all sorts of things. I'm not an artist and I'm not doing it to be like, hey, you like my art, but I think it's a really nice quirky thing to open up your parcel and get a nice thing, especially because I've bought thousands of parcels, and you know, at the very most you'll get like a business card from that person, which even that's better than when the ones where you get nothing in, because then you're like, who the heck did I buy this parcel off? But yeah, there's my word vomit. Just wanted to look back and be like, ah, what an idiot. Just start listing. I'm probably not going to bother with Card Market yet. I think if I get an absolute abundance of bulk, I might do Card Market. But for right now, just because I'm in the smaller numbers, I'm getting the bulk, cherry picking the good stuff, listing the good stuff, and then once I've got through all that, I'll start listing the lower end stuff. And you know, if I get 1 or 2 sales, very good, very nice. I still haven't figured out the, you know, the multiple listing thing. It's weird because I see a lot of people with the multiple listing drop down, and I see they get a lot of purchases, but also there are people purchasing from not those, and I never would and do. So I feel like there's probably a market for just listing the card and not listing it in a drop down, because people just want to click on a listing with the picture of the card they want, look at the condition of the card and buy that card. So I think that might be my market, is I'm going to just go for that for now and just list everything individually. It's insane, like, manpower. It's going to take a lot of effort. I definitely think those ones, they probably use one of those apps like Card Uploader or something to be able to upload so many things in certain specifics, and I'll figure that out. I'll get to it eventually, but right now I'm just a little boy, little fish in the big pond, you know. But thank you if you did make it this far, guys. Type code word in the chat. Don't type code word, but type the code word, which is bubblegum. Type bubblegum in the chat if you got this far, just so I know, and I'll give you a cheeky wink because we both know you got this far. The video is 9 minutes and 40. I think I suppose I may as well get it over 10 minutes then at this point. Let's rip a pack while we're here. Just, you know, be rude not to, right? You know, I will open this Destined Rivals. Not part of my you know, manifesting series that I do, but Shabalababom. There is a Team Rocket's Mewtwo inside this pack of Destined Rivals, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and it's back to front. I hate it. Good night. This is like the 4th one of these I have, everyone.